Guys, I just want to do a quick video about macros. I'm revisiting a lot of stuff because I don't want to get too geeky, technical on histology and the biology of cells, because sometimes just the simple things in life will help you understand. So basically, on the internet, people are saying, oh, that's Stephanie, she bounces around and then she's so strict. Well, the bouncing around part, that's not going anywhere. So get used to it, bouncing around. Okay, but the strictness, okay, the reason why I am strict is not because I care. It's not my body, it's your body. And every individual has to make that choice, how far they're willing to go for their health. So I spoke to a woman yesterday who said, I am not eating this, I am not doing that. And I was like, okay, that's okay. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. But to get where you need to go, you have to change your mind, because if you don't like your body, pray tell, you might want to look in the mirror at your mind and the way that you think. Anytime somebody complains about when I'm like, don't eat cheese and don't drink coffee and don't drink alcohol and don't eat nuts, I'm like, what have we turned into that those foods are like crack? It's like, oh my God, I have to have them. If I don't have them, it's like food's not fun anymore. I'm already cutting out my freaking dry crackers. Sorry, I just had to. I had to. I mean, it is funny. I find it hilarious because a lot of you guys are just freaking sick. And the last thing that you think you should be talking about is cutting out nasty ass, give you constipation cheese. Really? But I digress. The reason why I'm so strict, and I've said this before, is because it's just an elimination diet, like the GAPS diet, to find out what your tolerance levels are to certain foods that have allergens, things that can create an allergic reaction in your body. A lot of people have nut allergies or food intolerances and may not be aware of it. That could shoot your blood glucose up and your ketones down the toilet. Cheese has casein and can have the same reaction. You've heard, you guys have all heard, you got to stop drinking cow dairy. You've heard that. That's not like some mythological creature that Stephanie made up. It's not my body, it's your body. You've got to make that personal choice. I'm 47, 5 years of no refeeding, stoked. I keep getting even more muscular. I keep having the business. Okay, I am not breaking down. It's undeniable. Because I decided to do the process of elimination to take my body to another level. You don't have to go to that level. But man, what a freaking fantastic level that is. You're so stoked. You are so, your brain using ketones is just fantastic. And you guys have to learn the difference between being keto adapted and producing ketones, because there is a difference. It's not the same. So that's what I really want you guys to understand. I mean, you can get your body to produce ketones and have like 1.8 millimolar, but if your glucose numbers are up higher past 80, you're not adapted. And a lot of you guys keep showing these weird numbers on your glucometer, or the fact that your hunger cravings never quite subside. When you're in ketosis, what you should notice is that your sense of fullness and satiety is like right, it's palatable. And so those cravings for cheese and for nuts and for any food really becomes backseat. And the thirst and the hunger for life becomes the front seat driver of that freaking hot rod car, your body. Do the elimination diet, take it out, stick it back in, slowly using a glucometer, and you find out what your tolerance levels are. That's all I've been trying to say. So when I coach people, I encourage them. Now, I will construct a diet on whatever you want in it, but I just encourage people to cut it out for at least 4 to 6 weeks and see how your body responds, because we don't want to be in ketosis, low level, and never become keto adapted, because that's a lot of a waste of time and effort if you're never truly going to adapt. Learn how to change your thinking. It takes 21 days to redesign your mind to take on a new taste bud, a new habit. If you feel married to anything that you're eating, you're probably not going to adapt, and you'll probably never have your own business. You'll never have it because you're too stuck and not willing to evolve, try new foods out. People keep forgetting, like, keto isn't bored. People are like, Stephanie, give me all these recipes. I'm not into food porn, you guys. It's not about the recipes. It's about learning how to spice your food and being creative with how you cook it. Like, people are like, I don't like avocado. I'm like, fry it in butter, because it gets crispy on the outside and it changes the texture on the inside, and it becomes so delicious. That simple. And people don't think in that way. It really behooves me how easy it is. And yes, I have to do videos on this, and yes, I have to start doing cooking videos. But the reason I don't do it right now is because I don't want people to become too addicted to food. Ketogenesis isn't about food. It's about being a freaking warrior, being strong, having that mental clarity, and feeling balanced and not depressed and sleeping for the first time in your life. That's what ketogenesis is about. Not about your freaking cheese that makes you constipated, right? Or the nuts that make your skin break out. Hey guys. Okay, so basically, that's what my video is about today. It's a little airy-fairy, but it's why I'm so strict. And I'm really not, because I actually suggest that if people are so married to those food groups, to bring them back after 4 to 6 weeks and see where your tolerance levels are. That's all. So if you want to learn more how to get into ketosis, because basically I said in this interview I just had with Tristan Haga, if you check out that video, I was explaining that the reason why I'm so strict is because people were not becoming highly adapted on those foods, like a lot of cheese, a lot of whipping cream. You have to consider the fact of things, if they're grass-fed or not, the nuts, Tristan and I spoke about nuts. Like, if they're in the wild, the shells are really hard to crack. You can't eat gobs and gobs of nuts. They have phytic acid in them so often, and they're high in omega-6, which our diets are too high in omega-6. It can be an acidic reaction to the blood if you are too high in omega-6. So there's a reason why people shouldn't eat nuts. They're really hard to actually get to in the wild. And believe it or not, we're still very primal in our physical structure. So even though we live in the modern time, and even though I suggest not to intermittent fast like our ancestors did, because we have decision fatigue, that means too much cortisol. You can't intermittent fast if you produce too much cortisol, because that creates a blood sugar dysregulation, and you can't adapt, and you just develop blood sugar issues. And I need to do a video about this later, but the people who are like, oh, my hair is thinning, are my kidneys going to get messed up on keto? No, it's not. It's not meat that is messing with your kidneys. It's a poor quality meat with low fat. It's chicken breasts and egg whites that messes your kidneys up, not the drumsticks, not grass-fed beef or the bone broth. No, those fatty proteins are fantabulous to actually heal kidney issues. Actually, ketogenesis is a great way to heal kidney disease, but you have to find the right proteins. Okay, and when it comes to Hashis and people with, the hypothyroidism, ketogenesis can exacerbate the thyroid if you have an underlying thyroid condition, guys. Know the difference. If your hair starts thinning, it's because you're not using ketones yet. And you are not doing this protocol well. That is why people hire my ass. Because they don't know how to get the macros in. They don't know how to get their stress down. They don't know how to get to sleep. They don't know how to exercise. They don't know how to do it in such a way where their bodies can produce ketones. Because prior in their performer life of a standard American diet, they've already down-regulated all their systems and you don't even realize it. And that's why keto can exacerbate the thyroid if you do it wrong and don't produce ketones. When you're keto adapted, that's the best thing for your thyroid ever. And if you need glucose, gluconeogenesis will help your red blood cells like to that. Okay guys, that's it. Just a little rant. If you want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com. If you want keto coaching, and I don't sell cars, just health. Or you could go to Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram. Or you could go to Stephanie the Business Person on my fan page because I like to answer questions and talk to people. Yeah. Okay guys, I'm at my stomping ground. I'm going to finish up my workout. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic because I'm running on ketones. Peace out.